Having finished with the saddle position, we move on to adjusting the handlebar reach and the height of the bars. Along with saddle height, these are the most important aspects of bike setup to get right. Start with setting the height of the bars by adjusting the stem height. With a traditional quill stem, this is done by moving the whole stem up and down. To adjust the height of a more modern A-head stem, you'll need to change the position of the spacers. For example, by moving them from below the stem to above it. You can also adjust the height of the bars by flipping an A-head stem over to give you a different angle. There are plenty of guides on the web which will show you how to adjust your particular kind of stem and headset. You can also buy stems with different angles which will put the bars higher if the steerer tube has been cut so low that you can't raise the stem as much as you need to. It's always a good idea to leave a little bit extra on the steerer tube so you keep the flexibility to adjust the bar height. With children of this size, a good starting point is to set the top of the handlebars level with the top of the saddle. When they're older and bigger, they will probably need their bars lower relative to their saddle height, but that's not appropriate for this size of child. With the rider's hands on the hoods of the brake levers, they should look as though they're sitting forward, about to get out of a chair rather than actually sitting in a chair. If they're sitting too upright, the bars should be moved to a lower position. The lower they can comfortably go, then the more aerodynamic the riding position, but they should still be comfortable on the bike. If the bars are set too low, then the rider may experience lower back pain and they won't be able to pedal as powerfully anyway. The hooks of some handlebars have a deeper drop than others, so you might need to take that into account too. Most bars for children's bikes are designed with a very shallow drop. To set the reach of the bars, the rider should be able to put their hands on the hoods of the brake levers with slightly bent elbows. They shouldn't ride with straight arms. If they're getting pain in the neck or shoulders, then it's likely that the reach is too long. When they're on the drops, the rider should still be comfortable, be able to reach the brakes and not be too cramped. Adjusting the reach will require trying different length stems. If a stem longer than 100 mm is needed for a bike of this size, then the bike is probably too small for the rider, because a stem that long will compromise the bike's handling. It does depend on the design of the particular frame though, because some brands and models are designed with longer top tubes than others. The reach should be measured from the centre line of the seat pin to the middle of the handlebars. Measure in a straight line, horizontal to the ground. There are some other factors that can affect reach slightly too, such as how high up on the bars the brake levers are mounted, the shape of the brake lever hoods, and the shape of the handlebars. The top tube length obviously makes a difference too, so if you're setting up a new bike for your child, take a look at how all these things might differ to their previous bike.